I've spent the last few weeks watching videos and reading articles about the Apple Vision Pro, the headset that many have expected to revolutionize the immersive mediums of augmented reality and virtual reality. Apple has been using its latest device to hype the term spatial computing, yet after everything I've seen so far about the Vision Pro, the only term that comes to mind for me is passive-aggressive. One definition of passive-aggressive describes it as characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and avoidance of direct confrontation. Apple Vision Pro looks and operates like a VR headset, yet its promotional materials don't identify it as a VR headset, and it doesn't have any capabilities that many would identify as VR. In other words, Apple isn't promising VR or providing VR content, but it wants users to buy and wear a device that essentially is a VR headset. Instead of access to a catalog of VR applications, Apple prefers to lean hard on the Vision Pro's pass-through capabilities. Such an emphasis on pass-through would suggest a ready augmented reality platform that will revolutionize that format, but the demonstration videos I've seen show capabilities that physical touchscreen interfaces already do, and for a much lower cost. With the Vision Pro, you were essentially strapping a touchscreen to your face and using hand tracking to operate that interface. No amount of high-resolution video pass-through capabilities can change that fact. Then there's the Vision Pro avatar feature called Personas. In social VR spaces such as VRChat, users use customizable avatars to interact with other users. What I've seen with Vision Pro Personas, it looks like a slightly modified version of Zoom, but with a much higher price tag. Why would you buy an expensive machine that makes a digital copy of you that you can use for video calls when you can already make video calls with the devices you already own? As a VR user, I have been to live events in virtual environments which also included Zoom-like video features for panel discussions among speakers who didn't have, or didn't want to use, VR headsets. I don't think Vision Pro's Persona feature is going to change the minds of these people. Then there's the eyesight feature that makes it look like the user's eyes are looking through the headset, so that other people can see the user's eyes and will presumably understand that the user can see them through the headset. I get why Apple would have this feature to remind people that this is not a VR headset, but it strikes me as a superfluous feature in an already expensive device. There are cheaper augmented reality glasses on the market now that can do many of the things that the Vision Pro can do and don't need extra tech to show the user's eyes. Naturally, the tech news media has fallen short in the coverage it provides of the Apple Vision Pro. First, I haven't seen much discussion about what augmented reality is supposed to be, or can be, within the context of the Vision Pro's capabilities. Then there are the many comparisons that are being made between this and the Quest 3, another headset that has pass-through capabilities. Of course, this kind of comparison is set up as a kind of nerd versus nerd narrative, with Mark Zuckerberg versus Tim Cook and Meta versus Apple. What really should be happening here is that if Vision Pro wants to focus on pass-through and augmented reality, then comparisons should be made between the Vision Pro and dedicated augmented reality glasses such as the Virtue One and X-Real. These other AR glasses do not have the same slick tech specs as the Vision Pro, but they can still do quite a bit and not require the high-end cameras and display to allow the users to see the outside world. In fact, users can buy both a Quest 3 and a pair of AR glasses for around $1,000, which is still cheaper than the Vision Pro. If there is a comparison to be made between Apple and Meta, it should be between Apple's promotion of spatial computing and Meta's previous campaign to promote the Metaverse. Apple is using the Vision Pro to hype the concept of spatial computing, which is not entirely wrong, but it's also not well defined either. What most of Apple's publicity shows is Vision Pro users interacting with virtual 2D screens in three-dimensional space, without much of an explanation as to why we would want a bulky device just to add more screens to our lives, which are already overrun with screens. I put on my VR headset so I can experience immersive worlds, not to add to the number of screens that are already vying for my attention. Like Meta's Metaverse, Apple is using spatial computing as a label to promote its product instead of describing an actual plan for content development. Meta can keep throwing money at VR headsets, but that can't compensate for its aggressive Metaverse publicity blitz that went nowhere not too long ago because they had no real plan outside of using a flashy name from a cyberpunk novel. I suspect that the same thing will happen with Apple's spatial computing and its Vision Pro, an indecisive, passive-aggressive product to endorse a poorly defined concept. Thanks for watching this review. Please click like and subscribe to see more videos, and please feel free to leave comments below.